Hi everybody, it's Amy at Crafty Cat. I am going to continue on with the video where I made these. I did add one of my black laser cut keys and then a number 4 on that one. I don't know why, just cause. And this was the paper stack that I was telling you about that I used for the pages because these are thinner, just more like sheets of paper, scrapbooking. So it's Park Lane Heirloom. I got it at Joann's. I have no idea if you can still get it because I got it a while back. So, but that's what it is. Okay, so I thought we would just continue on with a couple more pieces of ephemera. You've probably seen these before. This is just one of those little fold down things that you can write in like this. And I always forget to make those. So I was like, I'm gonna do one of those because I had the strips that I cut off of the paper that I folded into the pages. So that worked out perfect. And then we're also going to make a base out of this, and this is from the Stamperia Imagine. So I hope you're all having a fabulous day. I'm having a good day. You know, it's the same day as the last time, but still having a good day. So I guess that's all that matters, right? Okay, so I'm trying to figure out because I want it's always when you got to cut this paper, it just about does me in, right? Really, truly, honestly. So I wanted to make one of those little flippy things. You know, that's the technical term. One of these, and so it is, I believe, 6.5 by 6. I think it's 6.5 this way, 6 inches this way. Oh, it's more like 6.5 by 6.5. So I lied totally. Okay, so that's what we're gonna cut this at, is 6.5. Oh, except I was thinking if I added an extra piece, so this would be 6, 7, 8, 9. 9. 6.5. 9.5. Is this 3.5 across there? Must be. Oops. Every time. It's like 3.25. So we're just going to be safe and cut it at 10. Oh, except there's right through Our Lady's face, huh? Maybe we'll cut it this way first at 6.5. Is that going to cut through her face too? Yep. Either way, it's going to cut through her face, huh? That won't work. Okay, so I'll just go with the 6.5, and then I will add another piece on, like from up here. Okay, so this will get folded in half. I need this at 6.5 as well. 6.5 by 6.5. I don't know what I got on that. That was a little sticky. I know I'm hanging off the edge, and I'm sorry. I'll be back in just a minute. Okay, so I've got that. I wonder if we can get her, probably not. Let's see, we need to fold this in half. This is what's something sticky on. I'd rather score that. Okay, so a piece that's 6.5 by 6.5. And then we'll just add another piece on top. And we're gonna score this at, that would be, three and a quarter. That should be half, hopefully. Okay. Sorry, my Glowforge is running at the moment. I'll turn it off here in just a second. Yeah, I don't want that. But I don't think I can get... That's 5.5. We needed it. 3.25. Probably could get a good portion of it, but I'm thinking that I want to decorate the front. You know what I could do? I could switch it up. turn this way, then that way it would be long enough. You'd still be able to write, and you'd still have the pocket, and you'd still have the decoration at the front. That's what we're gonna do. So we need to cut this at 3 1/4. Right? 3 1/4, 3 1/4. And then this will go on here like so. You can write on these, both of those spots. And we'll save that. Okay, so this needs a thumb notch. And we've made these in the TCTC challenge, but if you didn't get to see that. Okay, so this sheet of paper is 6 1/2 by 6 1/2, folded in half, so at 3 1/4. This piece is 3 1/4 by 6 1/2, and that will just get attached there with glue. And then I will stitch around it like I did this one. See how it's all stitched around? Then you have a pocket. Oh, I put my pocket backwards. It doesn't matter though. And then see this one, I made it so you could write in there, and then there's going to be another pocket over here. So this is just, instead of having the notch at the front, I have the notch inside. So either way, however you want to do it. I just was being derpy and did it backwards, but it really makes no difference. So does that seem like the middle? So then when you glue this page down to your journal page, you'll glue here, along here, and then you have another little tuck spot there. That's the plan anyways. So we're going to ink this with, I put a new sponge on there, so hopefully it will not fall apart on everything. That's the goal anyways. So yeah, I hope you guys are having a good day. Let me turn off this Glowforge fan. I was just cutting out some stencils, and it gets pretty loud. Oh, so much better. Can you hear yourself think now? I don't know why I'm inking this so much, because you're not really going to see much of it, but that's what I do. I ink and ink and ink. So yeah, I don't have too much exciting to tell today, especially because I just did that video and don't really have anything going on. I mean, we do have stuff going on, but I've already told you guys what's going on, so. Aha, right off the edge multiple times there. And then you can just make a long tag to go inside of these pockets, so they're fun because that gives you another whole writing spot. I have people sometimes say, well, you put all that stuff in a journal and then you can't, you know, write on the pages. But the thing is we usually add, you know, journaling spots like tags and stuff like that to these decorations. They're not purely just decorations. So you can write because, you know, it gives you that other spot to write in, which is super fun. It's fun to have little, okay, what is happening here? I've got, it goes too far in that way, huh? Too far to my fold, I think. Is that what the problem was? Yeah, so we're just gonna have to take a little bit off of that edge. Sorry about that. That's something you gotta think about, which I did not think about because I was originally gonna put this on the outside, but since it's on the inside, I'm not gonna be able to cut it with this one. I know that that will just bunch it up because it's just a little sliver that we're gonna cut off. So, just to clear the fold so that you're not getting caught up in the fold and then it won't fold, as you just saw. So really, that's all you need to cut off. So let's try this again. That's kind of always a problem when you put a pocket inside of something like this. Luckily my glue came up. Yeah, it was getting a big bubble in it, which makes sense. So just, you know, kind of stay on the inside of that little fold there. That way when you close it, it will close. Imagine that. Okay. All right, now we can decorate the outside, and we have this whole inside part that can be written on. So that's nice. What do we want to put on the outside? One of our crazy art dolls. I think these are super duper fun. She would be good. Let me see what we can find. Look at those. That'd be great wings. I don't think those are too big though. Yeah, they're way too big. Have to go with smaller ones. Oh my goodness. That's very fancy. This is always the tricky part, right? Oh, I kind of like this one. Maybe we'll do green this time instead of the more orange. Now that's got, you know, part of her legs, so that won't work because she's standing. I don't know, sometimes you can put them together and it works, but that was an obvious no. I have the green skirt somewhere here. It's just a matter of finding it. There it is. So you can match them up completely, you know, like that. Or I'm going to tilt her a little because I want her arm to stay on here. Or you can, you know, do them entirely different sections, kind of like that goofy one that I did last time. So now we need to find a head for her. What head do we want? I kind of like this one. Green. This one's kind of cool too. This one kind of goes better with the colors. And you can tilt their heads, you know, different ways to just give different effects. So let me see. Sorry, not finding what I want here. This one's kind of funny. Her color isn't right though, is the only thing. Like, oh, this one's kind of pretty. See, so you can go pretty, goofy, whatever. Oh yeah, I kind of like that one. I like that one. So that's the one I'm going to go with. And then we can do something like, find it. Put a flower in her hair. Or a gem. I like the flower better. Or a butterfly. Yeah, maybe a butterfly would be fun. Okay, so I like that. So I'm going to ink those. And put this back over with my spring stuff. I may end up just selling that spring ephemera that I was going to do a journal, but then, you know, other stuff comes up, which happens, and it's totally fine, because that's the part I like doing the most anyway, is making the ephemera, if truth be told. So, yeah, I don't really, it doesn't, like, make me sad or anything. I mean, it would be fun to do a spring one. I just don't think I'm ever going to get it accomplished at this point. I don't know if I even want that. It just kind of gets lost. I don't love the way the orange came out on that. I might do some more with some different colors. Maybe some blues or something. I'm just going to ink this part in here where it's still white, because cutting that out, even with a razor, won't be very fun. She was holding this little tiny like olive branch, but it was so tiny. I was like, I will never get that cut out without just utterly destroying it. So I just took it off. But we could have her hold something else maybe. She's pretty close to the edge there though. Little butterfly. Okay, get right in there a little bit more. Kind of just feels like it needs something else, but I don't know what. Yeah, it's gonna be close here getting it all on there. So I think I might glue the pieces together first and see how that goes. I need to clean out my glue again because it keeps doing a crazy oozing thing and then it stops and clogs. So I don't know what's wrong with it. I do want her tilted a little bit. So I'm gonna put her head kind of like that and hope I can get it all on this page. So let's figure out height-wise what we're doing here and arm-wise. I don't want her to have no neck, but she can't have a ton either. Oh, that's not gonna work, is it? Well, if we have to trim her hair a little at the top, that's what we're gonna do, because I don't want her to have like no neck at all. Or I guess we could trim her toes. I think we'll trim her hair. Got something on her nose. That never fails either, the ink. Okay. Butterfly. Could put the butterfly on her hand. You know, like it's sitting up on her hand. Let me try that. Hold on, let me get the... It's all too tiny. Okay, let me get this glued down. I'll work on that. And then we can put a flower in her hair. Because I did like the flower too. Okay. Let's see here. We'll get this. We want her tilted a little. I mean, she kind of looks more like she's holding something between her fingers, but she could have the butterfly sitting up there on her fingers. Actually, I didn't need to trim her hair much at all. Just a little, maybe snip. Okay, let's get our butterfly now. if I can get a hold of it. Yeah, that works. And then the flower. I like that little bit of blue. Looks good with this. Since she's got lots of lovely hair, she can have a nice big flower in it. Okay, there is that. Now, what else do we want to put on there? Anything? Okay, let's see. There is a funny little bird somewhere. I love this. Go as you please. I like that. Could put that right there. Yeah, that would be kind of fun. And this is also in with those art dolls. I can scooch it under her dress a little bit. That's kind of fun. It's gonna go. Put a little more on her dress, I think, right here. Okay, I like it. I think that's fun. And then we'll make another journaling card to go on the inside of that. But for now, let's move on to the next one. Set this one over here. So again, this is just a strip of that paper. I did glue a piece of the manila drawing paper to it because it was a little bit thin, and I was just worried if it's opening and closing that it might have a problem. And I kind of picked out some stuff for this one. I think I like this. I might scoot it down a little. And then I think her head is going to act like the closure, you know, to hold the flap. So I think we're going to choose her and her hat. But I'm not sure if that's going to work with the opening and closing the flap. Let me try it. I kind of like this one too. She's got some lines in her. I think I definitely like this one. It's just a matter of, do I want anything on her head or not? And then she's going to have these wings. But first I think I want to put like something on this too. I'm gonna go with the number stencil. I'm going to use that Forest Moss Distress Oxide that I have. So it'll come up like this. Just trying to see how I want these. Maybe I want like these numbers over here. Probably should use one of those brushes. Got my cutter right by my feet, so I'm tripping over it. I don't know what this was, what color was on here. I just think I might have more control if I use that. Do I want to do... Sorry, I'm just trying to figure out what I want on here. I think I'll do the 3, the 4, and the 9 for now. And this stencil is what I was actually just cutting on my Glowforge, is in my Etsy shop. And if you can't find it, just message me and I will cut you one. It's just sometimes I can't keep up, or, you know, I have a day where I don't get to cut or whatever, so it's just sort of one of those things. But there's anything that you know I normally have in my Etsy shop that you're looking for, just message me on my Etsy, not on YouTube, because a lot of times, especially if it's an older comment or something, I won't see it again, and I don't want to, like, I'm not ignoring anyone. I don't always get those. So the best place to reach me is on my Etsy, because I get those messages or notifications right away. So that's the best way if you're looking for something in particular. So then I think I'm going to do the 5 right here. And you're not going to see a lot of it, so it's not that, it's just that I want something on here more. Man, that's a juicy oxide. Right now we're madly cutting book cradles. It takes 14 hours to print one book cradle on our 3D printer. My husband has ordered a second 3D printer, you know, to try to keep up, but we don't have it yet. So I have lovely ladies waiting patiently. Thank you, ladies, if you're watching. I really appreciate your patience, because, yeah, we turn it on pretty much day and night, but today something's gone wrong with it, and I was trying to get a hold of my husband. He was trying to help me over the phone, but he's not sure why it's not working right, so he'll have to come home and fiddle with that. But yeah, they take a bit. That'll get covered, so I'm not even gonna worry about that. Okay, I think that's good. I may kind of go around the edge a little bit with the green. Oh, I could put a number on the flap, huh? I want to round the corners of that. Just gonna keep kicking my cutter on the floor. Okay, just that little bit of green. Yeah. Number on here too. Which number do I want on there? 6 and the 2 maybe. Sorry, I know I'm shaking the whole camera. I apologize. It's hooked to my table, so unfortunately it does wobble a little when I do stuff like that. Maybe I'll put this 7 sideways here. There we go. Those are kind of fun to play with. All right, so let's get our lady on here. We're gonna ink her up a little. Let's get the green out of the way before I like make her green. And whatever hangs off, I'll just cut. I really like that blanket and stuff that she's like sitting on, but I don't think I'll be able to get all of it on there. I may even have to trim down the flap a tiny bit to make it work, but I think it's kind of fun, so we're gonna try it. I printed these on cardstock, so I think they'll hold fine for that. These are on copy paper. I had a different hat. I think I might want a different hat. All right, I'm going to glue her wings on. So this is one of the butterflies that I've cut in half. And again, like I was saying, these were kind of small. So when I put the full butterfly behind her back, it looked too little. But if you cut them in half and then do that, they don't look quite as little. Oh, you know what? I got to turn it this way because of the opening and closing. So we're just going to have them flat out like that. Because this way it gives her wings without, you know, them being too small looking. I think that looks about right. Oh, that ink on my fingers. Okay, so we're going to close this, put her on here. I still think she needs something behind her. That's going to look like. Take a little bit off of here. I have no idea if I just put that on upside down or not, but it doesn't really matter. Okay, so she's actually going to come way down here, huh? Where did her head go? Okay, so that's going to go down there. Maybe I'll tilt her this way. Actually come up, cover this a little bit with some glue so it'll stay down. She looks very zen, right? Her eyes closed. Can't decide on the hat part. Come this down here. This will close. So yeah, it's really just the top of her head mostly is where so that'll be kind of good because then I can put a little glue on the bottom part of her head. I don't know about that. I mean, if I just glue the hat onto her head, it will work. I think that's what I'm gonna go ahead and do. But the top flap still needs something else. see what we can find. Oh, I got these things, these Tim Holtz things that are super cool. I've never had these before. I'm sure they've been around. I just, like I said, I don't do a whole lot of shopping. But they're, just in case you haven't seen them either. Layers is what it's called, and I got it at Hobby Lobby. But they're all like black and white. Those old sort of illustration type things or whatever. That thing's cool. Covers up my 5, but I don't really care. All this might be too big, but it also got the scientific label things. Which might be kind of neat up at the top. Private collection specimens. That's kind of cool because it's like, oh, it's sort of a secret note spot. That might be good. I don't think this is going to work because it's too thick. I like that right there. Okay, that's what we'll do. And that is Field Notes Ephemera pack from Tim Holtz. Get everything out of the way now. Why is that sticking? Okay, these need to be inked. So we'll get her hat on her. And I don't know why this hat. It's just fun to build these however you like. There doesn't have to be a rhyme or a reason. Oh, you little stinker. Oh, I don't want to go that far out, do I? I just want it on her head because otherwise it'll stick to the sides of the paper where we don't want it. So about there is what I'm thinking. I just got glue on her face. It's the only problem with the gluey fingers all the time. Does that look too? Okay. So the top part, it's only going to get glued essentially to her eyeball. And everything else will get glued. You can leave a little strip at the bottom because it's not going to need to get glued. You guys hear the birds singing? They're going crazy out in my yard. They're happy as can be right now. I put some food, one of those big blocks of food out for them yesterday. They're just having a grand old time. Too much glue. Only problem with all these little bits in pieces. So then when the flap closes, it's just going to be, yikes, it's kind of scary, huh? Till that dries. I don't know, bend our head too much there. And this is going to have to be cut off. You could leave it, except for the fact you won't be able to open and close the little flap on there if you leave that, because it would get caught up on the, when you try to flip it down. So I need to get this. I'll have to put it under something so it dries good like that. Put our little mushroom on right here. I'm gonna actually put something kind of heavy right there for right now while that dries. I mean, that art glitter glue dries pretty darn fast, but so that was supposed to go under, huh? Oh, it'll still kind of fit. Okay, get this cleaned off. We'll see how it's going here. So that's the part I'm not crazy about with the cardstock, but I couldn't have done this with, you know, regular paper. So that part kind of had to be cardstock to make that work, or she would just fold. Okay. So there's that one and that one. I love these. I just have a blast doing this. So thank you so much, Krystal, because I really do love it. And I know, like I said, it's not for everybody, but they are super fun to play with. So I hope you guys are enjoying it. Let me know what you think, and we will chat again soon. I hope you have a fabulous weekend. Stay safe and healthy and warm or cool, depending on where you're at. And we'll chat again Monday. Talk to you later. Bye.